Hi guys, this is O-Level Chemistry, paper 12, November 2020, question 31. Aluminum is extracted from its ore using electrolysis. Which statement about the electrodes used is correct? The anode is made of graphite? Yes. Even the cathode is made of graphite. So the anode is made of steel? No, graphite. The cathode is made of bauxite? No, graphite. The cathode is made of cryolite? No, graphite. Okay, so this makes option A the correct option for this question. Okay, by the way, bauxite is the ore of aluminum that is used in electrolysis, and cryolite is the solvent in which the aluminum is dissolved, aluminum oxide, rather, bauxite is dissolved in order to lower its melting point. Question 32. Gas X is present in dry air and may contribute to global warming. What is X? Carbon monoxide is not normally present in air. Methane is present in air. Nitrogen oxide is not normally present in air. It is there in the higher atmosphere. And sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is converted into sulfur trioxide. And it is not present in dry air when we are filtering it. So methane is the only one here that contributes to global warming. The other gases might be present in minute quantities because it is said may contribute to global warming. So methane definitely contributes to global warming and is present in a greater quantity than the other gases. So this makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 33. Four processes are used during purification of water. Use of carbon, desalination, chlorination, and filtration. The purpose of W, X, Y, and Z for these processes are listed. W is for disinfection. Disinfection is the use of chlorination. And X is removal of solids. Removal of solids is filtration. Then we have removal of dissolved salts. Dissolved salts. Salts removal is called desalination. And removal of taste and odor, we use carbon. So now we have the purpose along with the process. What is the purpose of each process? For use of carbon should be Z. So options B and C contain Z. We'll continue with these two options. Desalination should be Y, which is present in both. Chlorination should be W, present in B, and filtration X. So this makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 34. Propane undergoes substitution reactions when mixed with chlorine gas in the presence of ultraviolet light. Which compound could be formed when propane and chlorine are mixed in the presence of ultraviolet light? So we have propane. So one carbon, two carbon, three carbon here, and two of them have chlorine substituted on it. So this is very much possible. Next, we have one carbon and two carbon. So the third carbon is missing, so this cannot be one of the products. Next, we've got one carbon, two carbon, three carbon. So this is correct, but the problem is, look at this. CH3Cl. If we have CH3 attached to CH2, then we can either have CH3 or we can have CH2Cl being present. What they have shown here is that CH3 is attached to CH2, which is attached to CH3, and then there is a Cl. So in total, this carbon atom is making five bonds. One, two, three, four, five, which is impossible. So that makes this structure incorrect. Now the last one, CH3 one carbon, CH second carbon, CH2 third carbon, CH3 fourth carbon. We have a reactant with three carbon atoms, so our product will also contain three carbon atoms. So this is also wrong, making option A the correct option for this Question. Question 35. The hydrocarbon CH3CH CH2 will undergo a number of chemical reactions. In which reaction will carbon-carbon single bond be broken? Okay, so we have got CH3, then we have got CH, and then we've got CH2. So there is a double bond present between the second and the third carbon atom in the structure. However, when we name this, the carbon atom with the double bond will be given the least number. It will give in priority. Okay, in which reaction will the carbon-carbon single bond be broken? Combustion with oxygen. Combustion with oxygen will convert this entire compound into CO2 and H2O. All bonds will be broken and bonds with oxygen will form. So yes, carbon-carbon single bond will break. Hydrogenation will result in the double bond being broken and two single bonds being formed. So no. Polymerization will also result in the double bond being broken and two single bonds being formed. So no. And reaction with steam will also result in the double bond being broken and two single bonds being formed. So this makes option A the correct option for this question. Question 36. Hydrocarbon compounds can form rings of carbon atoms as well as chains. The structure of two hydrocarbon rings are shown, P and Q. Which of P and Q is unsaturated and which reacts with aqueous bromine? Unsaturation means presence of double or triple bond. Q has a double bond present. So Q is the one that is unsaturated. This eliminates option A and B, and we continue with option C and D. The next thing they've asked is reacts with aqueous bromine. Same, the double bond reacts with aqueous bromine and decolorizes it. So the answer for the second column is also Q and not P, making option D the correct option for this question. Question 37. A sample of aqueous glucose is fermented with yeast at 37 degrees Celsius in the absence of air. The main organic product X is purified by fractional distillation. X is then oxidized by heating under reflux with acidified potassium manganate 7 to give a final product Y. What is the identity of Y? Okay, so a sample of aqueous glucose. So glucose when fermented forms ethanol. Ethanol, when oxidized, forms ethanoic acid. So we have glucose being converted into ethanol by fermentation, and it is being converted into ethanoic acid by oxidation. So what is identity of I? Identity of I is ethanoic acid, making option A the correct option for this question. Question 38. The diagram shows the structure of a compound called ethanoic anhydride. Okay. 1 mole of ethanoic anhydride reacts with water to form 2 moles of carboxylic acids only. Okay, so the carboxylic acid form would be ethanoic acid. This carboxylic acid reacts with ethanol to form ester. Ethanoic acid reacts with ethanol, so this will form ethyl ethanoate. Okay, how many moles of water react with 1 mole of the ethanoic anhydride, and what is the structure of the ester? So hydrolysis of this compound would require 1 mole, and when it's hydrolyzed, it would react with ethanol forming ethyl ethanoate. So in A and B, we've got 1 mole of water present, and in C and D, we've got 2 moles. So C and D have been eliminated. In A, we've got 1 mole of carbon for the alcohol, which makes it methyl propanoid, and 3 moles for the carboxylic acid. Whereas in B, we've got 2 carbon atoms for the alcohol and 2 carbon atoms for the carboxylic acid, making this ethyl ethanoate, which is what was supposed to be formed. This makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 39. Burning polymers can cause atmospheric pollution. Which polymers on burning could produce nitrogen oxide? It will be the one containing nitrogen, and the ones containing nitrogen are polyamides. So nylon is a polyamide, it contains nitrogen. Polyethylene is a hydrocarbon. Starch contains oxygen along with carbon and hydrogen. Terylene is also a polyester. It will contain oxygen along with carbon and hydrogen. So nylon is the only one that is a polyamide which contains nitrogen atoms. So nitrogen atoms burning in air would create nitrogen oxides. Thus, option A is the correct option for this question. Question 40. The diagram shows the repeat unit of a polymer. Now, in this repeat unit, we can only see single bonds. There is no ester or amide bond present. So, this is an addition polymer and not a condensation polymer. Which row correctly identifies the monomer and the type of polymerization involved in making this polymer? So, type of polymerization is addition. So, A and C contains addition, which eliminates B and D. Now, let's look at the monomer. Now, we've got two carbon atoms having a double bond between them. The left one has two hydrogen atoms covalently bonded to it. The right one has a hydrogen atom and a CH2 and a CH3 group covalently bonded to it. So option A has this option. Option B does not have this option. Sorry, C. So option C has been eliminated, and this makes option A the correct option for this question.